Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, on behalf of your Denver-based podcast crew, we appreciate you joining us for the Friendly Vibes.
Come sit down.
Coming to you live from TSS, Universidad, Top Shelf Studios. We can take these off. We don't need them anymore.
Hell yeah, dude.
We're not doing sound drops today, folks. We're having genuine conversation.
Genuine? That's what we're here for, dude.
Just me and these two lovely gentlemen who host a podcast, a very funny podcast called Recreational Outrage. If you haven't heard it, check it out. Follow them on Instagram. Go support them. They are also two amazing comics in the Denver scene. They're all around town. If you check them out at any mic you see them, you're going to love it. To my left right here, we have Dylan Kantor.
Hello, I'm here.
He is the CEO, president of Cloudy Eye Comedy. That's the brand. And Slaughterhouse Studios to my even more left. We have Evan Fitzgerald.
Yeah, he's also vice president of Slaughterhouse Studios.
There it is. Okay,
I just found that out. That's pretty dope.
Yeah.
I'm the Kamala Harris of Slaughterhouse Studios.
Yeah, dude. So if everybody
Unburden yourself
I'm the
from
first
the
black
past.
woman, though.
You're the first black woman Slaughterhouse president. Yeah, that makes sense, dude.
Dude, gentlemen, it's so great having you here. Cheers.
Yeah, dude, I'm
Thanks
glad
for
to
being
be
here.
here.
We're making some wings on the smoker, some chicken wings. Really? Enjoying some
That makes
freedom
sense
food.
considering, the first black woman president.
Yeah, I mean, I just had a like super late time episode on Juneteenth with Brian Sullivan
I
and
was
Tyree
listening to
Dillard.
that.
Oh my
Yeah,
god,
hell yeah.
those dudes were just fucking tearing my ass up. Oh, and they're so funny, those guys.
Yeah, they're good at that.
Oh my god.
Did you make wings for them too?
Oh yeah, so right off the top, I didn't realize how like unintentionally, passively like racist from a third perspective I was being like, this is the latest nighttime dark episode of Top Shelf Dude. And like we're making my neighbors don't appreciate that I'm making chicken wings at
I heard
11
you say
p.m.
that,
It's
yeah.
like
That's funny.
But
So-
you do it for every guest.
it's just something I've fallen into of like I'm like you walked in, you're like, oh, you're very kind and hospitable. Like I have. This pod has brought me so much unintentional, like good benefit to my life and me, whether people listen or not, like the people I've met, the conversations I've had. So I've naturally fallen into like, oh, I've got this Traeger. I like to cook food for people. Yeah. Chicken wings is something where it kind of works in the time window of what we're
You
doing.
got this Traeger.
It's like a smoker, pellet smoker,
You've
electric
heard
pellet
Joe
smoker.
Rogan talk about him, dude, for sure.
For sure.
Yeah.
You've seen the ads. Come on.
Yes, yeah. I didn't even know. I know about the big green egg.
Yes. So similar kind of concept. So I was in an apartment a little more down south, recently moved up to this new studio setup. Down there, you couldn't have grills with flames, right? No grills allowed because it's a corporation. They don't want the liability, no open flame. Yeah. But I was able to kind of like skirt by with this little clause of like, it's not an open flame. It's an electric pellet grill. It's not power. There's no flame. There is kind of flame, but you know. So I mean,
the food sounds fire.
It's something I've fallen into, and chicken wings is the thing that works with the time window. Sometimes if I have a more flexible guest or an old buddy or something, I'll try to do something different.
Okay.
But I've gotten good. I've gotten to the point where it's like, that's chicken wings level of chicken wings. Yeah. And so it's like, why not just serve people good food?
That's dope, dude. I'm sure people love it after a good podcast.
That's genuinely turning yourself into hot wings or hot ones. It doesn't sound like you did it on purpose.
Oh, no.
Yeah, it's not like you're feeding them to people.
Hey, my name's Sean, spelled the same way. Like, stop ripping them off, Sean. Come on. Exactly.
Did you introduce that it's intolerable? Did you say the name
of the pod? No, I'm so bad. I'm more focused on being here with you guys. I need to work on the multifaceted like approach of how to open a show,
You
how
also
to
had
start
do
like
all this extra
promo
shit today
broadcast.
too. So
well, that's true. I've got this video set up and lights now. I liked it a little better when it was just like chilling, having a conversation. It's best when you have headphones on and you're talking into a microphone, but you don't feel like it. You settle into that little pocket of just natural being a personhood.
Riffing.
Yeah. Used to be like you're just at a bar with a person or having a restaurant conversation. Nowadays, everyone's on their phones and iPads and scrolling themselves into autism. But besides that, I think that this has been like unintentionally like really valuable through the pandemic. The weird thing during the pandemic was I would ask guests, how long has it been since you sat down with someone who's not a spouse or a direct loved one and talked to them face to face for more than an hour? And I was getting answers like 9 months, a year and a half. I'm like, okay.
Think how much damage that did.
We got a big problem here on a widespread scale. People are losing their humanhood. Yeah. We're being actively put into the NPC. We're a cog now. We're getting more and more cog-like and less unique and human and imperfect. We're not allowed to make mistakes anymore.
What was the movie with the Vendetta guy?
V for Vendetta? I don't think I ever saw that. No. What's the basic? Give me like a overview there.
Well, there's at least one character that gets put in a jail cell for like a couple months, right? The lady gets her head shaved and she's like hanging out in the dungeons.
Yeah.
It felt like COVID.
It's a very dystopian, like the government sees it, watches you everywhere, hears everything you say.
Yes.
And there's a dude with fireworks.
Yeah, Guy Fawkes, dude.
Yeah, he's really cool. To give him the mask.
Yeah.
That's how he stabs back, is with really cool light shows.
Yeah, he's like the fish of...
the fish of like getting revenge. The fish of revenge.
Yeah.
Interesting. I'll have to actually see.
Teach
so many
a man to revenge.
Yeah, I feel like I haven't seen it so long I can't even tell you the plot.
So how old are you, Dylan? You're
31.
31.
Yeah.
How old are you, Evan?
27.
Okay. I'm about to be 27 in a few weeks here, so
Oh yeah.
just so we get a basis there. I feel like there's this whole pocket of movies because I was in a relatively like conservative or like, you know, I wasn't allowed to watch PG-13 until I was 13, you know, like these are the rules. These are the rules type of thing.
Anytime anyone brings up like a horror movie, I'm just like, I've never seen that. I wasn't even allowed to watch the commercials.
Or a lot of comedies. Like you don't know a lot of like fundamental comedies that like Mel Brooks kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Did you grow up in a concert? Like
very. Yeah,
tell me a little bit about that. Were your parents still together?
No.
So did you grow up with one of them?
I grew up with one of, well, my dad died when I was like 9.
Okay.
And then I grew up with my mom, but also like my grandma, my grandpa helped raise me a lot. So, and they were also divorced. So, but my grandpa was like a preacher and then a worship leader my whole life.
Wow.
So, my grandma was very, very religious. So,
wow.
Conservative, whatever.
What kind of faith did he preach?
Baptist.
Yeah,
Christian, Southern Baptist.
So did that give you some of like an inspiration for stage presence or for speaking to a room of people? I know comedy and preaching are not the same thing, certainly, but
no, it totally is the same thing. And to be honest with you, you'd be surprised like how many preachers like they have like throwing little like, I know I can say this joke in the congregational, like for sure.
They do bits. They run little bits. Yes.
But I actually. So pre-pandemic, I was married, and I was a youth group leader.
Okay.
So
that's awesome, dude. I worked with kids for 6 years of my life.
Yeah,
doing like high school
and doing that definitely, I feel like translates a little bit to performing.
Yes, because when you have to
entertain.
I mean, truly working at the club, I've come to learn that like people will not know how to get to the restroom unless you like kind of hold their hand the whole way.
Yeah. Like comics or
just
anybody?
No. I'm talking about general public here. It's like talking to a room of kids. I've never thought about it that way, but that is probably a great way for me to reframe it and how I approach some of my because I get so removed from like what would be a feasible, actual workable bit because it's not a universal truth. It's not it's some bullshit thing that I'm like really riled up about or whatever.
Yeah.
Some of the best advice I got about stand up was from a guy who dated a teacher. And just like dealing with kids, the advice she gave him was like, you need to smile. Because if you're on stage frowning the whole time, nobody's going to enjoy what's going on. Yeah. So if you smile, it literally changes everything. And that's like a trick that teachers do.
There's totally been times where I had a set last night. You were like I'm not trying to be like whatever. I always do good. But like I haven't had a set at a show where when I'm done, I'm like, fuck, man, maybe I should stop. Like in a long time.
In a minute.
And I got laughs.
How long have you been at it?
3 years.
Okay.
Yeah, 3.5 years. But like, I think it was just because I was mad. I was just not in a good mood. Yeah. Heading there, I wasn't in a good mood. And
they can feel it, dude.
They can feel it. If you're mad, like why? Like,
even if you're doing edgy material or something you shouldn't say, and you smile through it, it makes it so much. Yeah, it's
or
crazy how insulting somebody or whatever.
Yeah,
it goes so much better than rather if you're like not stoked.
Yes, I've totally found that in my experience of it's a hypnosis act to some degree.
You are putting them in hypnosis for sure.
I'm overly metaphorical in how I'm trying to analyze it, but it's like. From an audience perspective, you are the conductor of a train. Yeah. You need to introduce them to, hey guys, here's the train.
Yeah.
Sit on your seat and we're going to go for a ride.
Right.
And then you go, if you look out your window, you'll see this sight. Yeah. And everybody needs to look out the window, see the sight together. And then we get back on the train. Mm-hmm. And then we're out the window over here. Mm-hmm. And if you're able to lead that's your role. Yeah, right?
100%.
And then as a comic, the best metaphor analogy we've come to, I think Sammy Anzer and Ed Bell were the guests when we figured this out, but it's like, it's the only art form, like instrument, where you don't know what the instrument is you're playing until you reach like a near mastery level.
Yeah.
And then you're like, oh, it's the oboe.
Yeah.
To a degree, I mean, for sure. I feel like you can start to figure it out like a Jake to Pizza. right? He tells jokes a certain way because he sounds a certain way and his voice is what it is. So he knows his instrument. I'm not saying he's like mastered it or anything like that, but like...
But you think he's finding his voice.
Yeah, or
that instrument or whatever word.
Somebody that's like good at storytelling. I feel like they kind of know that after they tell stories in a circle 20 times and they're the one crushing with it and they're like, all right, this is probably what I should be doing.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah, or even like Tanya knows what Tanya Sabrina is gonna how she writes. Like that's just how her brain works, I guess. I do agree, but it's like I also think that like we kind of have hints.
Yes. Okay. No, absolutely. And so speaking on this hints thing, maybe you guys can lead me off of this. I've been trying to analyze like I've been doing this thing where I write a minimum one joke a day. This has been my thing. And this
guy just texted me that 2 days ago, man.
You guys do this
really word for word.
I try to. If I can't think of anything, dude, like I don't want to pull out my notebook, but I just have like on a few pages just like I should be writing jokes.
Until something else comes.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, I definitely have been getting better about it. What sucks is when I come up with something I think is funny, I usually my first instinct is to run it by somebody in like a casual slip it in. Yeah. And if it bombs there, I'm like, well, why would I even bother write it down? But I should be.
Oh, see, I do that, but I do it like minimum 3 to 5 times.
Running it?
Yeah. So like you run it in the line with the door staff, with a guest, or you run it with
your
whenever
partner, your
you
neighbor.
try to run it at least 5 times with you try to get I come from like an economist, like data science background. So I'm like, I need to get a random sampling size to know this is like a feasible bit.
Yeah.
So I try to pick like, a lesbian
I'm only
black
asking
woman.
one. I need to get way more diverse.
Yeah. You should start running bits at the coffee shop.
Hey,
yeah.
That's a great spot.
Yeah.
Run it by just all of the PTA moms, see what they think.
Yeah, they love your puns.
Sacagawea.
Maybe
Good
don't start
direction.
with her. Maybe don't start with her.
Okay.
I'm up to like 4. I'm trying to think of what number I'm up to now of this daily thing. Cause I been writing for a while, worked at a club in college, a little background on me, worked at a club in college in Cedar Rapids, like hating my life, studying way too hard. I was like, I need comedy. Worked at a store guy who fucking loved it.
Yeah,
totally.
So started writing more original. The first stand-up joke I wrote was like in high school.
Okay.
So it was something I liked way back then. Whatever. Enjoy writing. I'm up to, I think, 450 something days now consecutively of like a minimum joke a day. Some days it's like, oh, I read a whole bit. This is a potential 5-minute chunk, right?
Yeah, like, and it's an idea.
It never is.
Well, no, but like it's a carved out like joke to transition to joke to like this is a bit some days, and then some days it's like, oh, it's a like the one yesterday was like, I grew up with some kids that were so poor, their cruel jokes in their family, they were gruel jokes.
Yeah.
You've heard of not having a pot to piss in? They didn't have a rice cake to toss. Like, come on, guys. I'm one of Denver's top edible-based liquid comedians.
Yeah.
I got 15 on soup, 10 on fucking
H2O ovation.
Yeah. Don't even get me started on smoothies. Shit like that. But it's like, okay, now I'm trying to figure out, why do I write these stupid little... I like these little fun short things as much as I like a longer, thoughtful statement or observation about with the world or people.
Yeah.
Like them both. Yeah. But I find myself like going back to these short things. I'm like, why the fuck do I like this so much? And it's because it kind of clicked for me. My grandpa, who just passed, he was the kind of guy where he would send like emails to his buddies with what essentially now I've come to learn is street jokes.
Yeah.
Like he had a unlimited Rolodex of these street jokes that he's just working all the time through life because it makes life brighter and better.
Yeah.
He's a foreman at Alcoa. He's not a stand-up comedian.
Wow.
But he's got an unlimited fucking Rolex.
That's cool.
Sharp, quick dude. And then my dad's a classic dad joke kind of dad, and he's a pilot. So his favorite jokes down to you. So his favorite jokes is shit like, why does a chicken coop have 2 doors? Because if it had 4 doors, it'd be a chicken sedan. Fucking loves that joke. It's his favorite. It crushes every time he says. I'm not so sure. But so that's where I'm like, oh, okay. Yeah. I'm like in a natural delineation of enjoyment for this kind of thing in just a people setting. Wow. In engaging with humans.
That's
setting.
3 generations of dad jokes.
So I'm like,
and you don't even have kids yet, do you?
And so I go and I get this guest spot at Comedy Works South randomly from Jamie Lasso. And I walk in, and the opener's trying to give me advice, which I really appreciate. Kelly Conway. Kelly Collette. I'm so bad fucking with names.
Kelly Ann Conway is, I think, Trump's
different lady. Not that one. Kelly Collette's like, what's your voice? And I've only been doing it enough to the level. I mean, I don't think I know what my voice is, but she's trying to tell me what my voice is. And I really appreciate it. She's like, you're halfway in between like a smart, witty dad joke kind of thing and like a kind whatever. And I'm like, okay, cool.
Yeah.
This gives me something. I can just put this down. This gives me something to go off of now from just a general, because you don't get to decide what people think of you to a great extent.
Yeah. You're totally right. So
now maybe I have to become really solid at these like short dad type of things.
Yeah. I also though, like I do, I think it's good to have like that goal of writing. And if that's how your brain's working, dude, just keep doing that.
I treat it like it's a muscle. It's like hopefully I work this muscle for like 1,000 days in a row.
Yeah.
And then it's halfway decent at doing its job if it gets the opportunity.
Yeah, 100%.
Like, if it gets to curl, sweet, it can curl now. Mm-hmm. Thumbs up.
Yeah. Dude, Dylan did a bit the other night at R.I.P. Howie's, and I
don't pull one out on the new carpet.
Afterwards I came up to him with like 3 different ideas. Like even if none of them were super solid, it was at least like, dude, that idea that you had made me think of a bunch of things.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's the best part of it.
Yeah, I definitely get inspired around comics.
Oh my goodness.
Coming up with bits, and it's the best.
Got to flip these wings.
Okay.
Have you gentlemen listened to radio in your life?
Radio?
Head?
And,
you've heard of the station identifications where they kick to break, station
identifications.
Oh,
totally. Yeah.
Okay.
DJ. We're just going to do one of those and we'll go flip these wings real quick. This is the classic one that we've
gone to commercial
on this podcast. Yeah, going to just flip these wings.
Do you want us to do a commercial for Intolerable?
If you'd like. You want to do one? Or I was going to give you one the second time around and show you what my signature is.
Let's do that.
Okay. You're listening to 91.1. Oh shit, was that another plane? We'll be right back. And we're back. We're live.
Hell yeah, dude.
We're here. The camera's not even set correctly, so that's fun. Gotta love production.
It looks
good. That's me.
Dude.
I did it wrong.
Nah. What's wrong about it?
No, nothing's wrong about it.
You're freaking out for nothing.
Being silly. Just being silly.
Recently, we did a whole episode, and I set down the notebook on top of the thing that records, and it hit the unrecord button when I set it down. So when I pulled up the notebook, it just wasn't recording, and I didn't know how long. And
I've had one where we lost the end because we just filled up the 0.5 terabyte drive, and I was like, "There's no way we're gonna get to the end." We did, and just lost the last. And you always get hot at that last 15 minutes or whatever it is, and it's like, "Oh, we missed that part." Great.
Yeah.
Can't when you started cooking.
Artemis.
You said right when you start cooking.
Oh, I thought you said Artemis. I was like, I don't know what that means. What does that mean?
Artemis is a god, right?
A Greek god,
yes. I thought so. You guys into those?
Oh,
I mean, I like the Greek ones.
You like just the Greek ones?
I don't know. No. I like all of them. I think any the story aspect of any type of god, like the Nord gods, it's all very cool to me from a story aspect.
Yeah, I agree.
I was just thinking, do you think Jesus comes back? Right.
Oh, I have a bit about this.
Really?
That I'm going to do in Moab opening for Alan about it. I'll do it now because this will come out after. But like, it's time for Jesus to come back. I think a lot of people look around at things. They're like, "When's he coming?" type of deal.
Yeah.
But I think the best part about thinking about Jesus coming back is that if he comes back, he's going to want to get his message out. This guy's a preacher. He loves spreading the word of himself, right?
Yeah.
Kind of you get that still cool in that way, but he's going to have an OnlyFans. And if Jesus comes back and Jesus has an OnlyFans, there's a lot of fun things to think about.
You think he's going...
Like, what would his be? At Daily Bread? At Original Sin? Oh, who am I kidding? That's taken. At In Me and With Me?
True.
There's lots of great possibilities. Although, let's be honest, if Jesus came back and had an OnlyFans... The sad part is Jesus wouldn't even be the top creator on OnlyFans.
You don't think so?
He's getting lapped year over year by Amarath and the rest. Oh, yeah.
The whore of Nazareth.
He's getting the whore of Nazareth.
Thank you. That's a good tag.
I don't like that. That's inappropriate.
Might have to take that.
Who is the top creator?
I don't know. I got to do some I don't want to be too specific with my research.
God is top creator.
You're talking about OnlyFans. I thought.
Yeah. Maybe
I thought we were talking about theologically.
Maybe that's the end of the bit. Is like, but if you really think about it, God's already the top creator on OnlyFans.
Yeah. He created
all of us.
All the fans.
All these fucking whores and all these fucking fans.
Yeah.
That's
people don't like when you say whores, I think.
Okay.
I think
I said cock, speaking of in a medical sense, and I learned that I could have used a different word and it would have been better.
Yeah. I don't know.
What's your favorite word for penis?
Mine?
Yeah.
I think dick.
dick.
I don't know.
I've always thought like
my preferred pronoun for a penis.
Yeah, what's your preferred penal pronoun?
I think it depends on the size of the peen.
Oh yeah.
Like a schlong isn't. It's a
not anything can be a schlong.
Yeah, not everybody can be a schlong.
Okay, fair enough.
There's schlongs and then there's ding dongs.
Yeah, okay. Ding dongs out.
His little ding dong.
Interesting. You were asking me right before we went back, flipping the wings, about how long I've been doing comedy. Tell me how long you've been doing it first. Because you said 3.5. You started during the pandemic then?
Yeah.
Okay.
I started at the Humor Underground.
Fuck yeah.
Backyard.
Around the same time as Dylan.
Yeah.
So
this backyard show, I recently came across it via Instagram, and I'm like, fuck yeah. This is the type of guerrilla fun shit I like.
Yeah.
This type of comedy I like.
You're going to have to make it out there sometime.
Are you running it?
No, Philip Connor runs it.
Okay, I'll head him up. Is it like an open mic, or do I need to ask for a
open
spot?
Mic, okay. He caps it at 20, and then every first Friday they have a show there too.
Yeah, he does shows and mics.
The tough thing for me right now is that I work 65, 70 hours between two jobs. And I'm spending all, I podcast, I produce, I'm writing all the time, which is all good things, but it does make it so it's like I have to get spots.
Yeah.
I can't really, right now I have to ask for the time off, like I can't do mics.
Yeah.
I'm writing every day. I'm doing mics in that I'm going to my, random research group. Whatever. You just got to just do the work.
Yeah.
I'm not going to be big overnight. It's going to take me 15 years to even be decent. So let's just do the work.
Yeah. Well, even if you can set aside one night for mics, just even... because it just makes it easier to be on stage later. Like the more times you're on stage, like it just feels like it's like going to the gym, where like you don't have to fucking crush every set at the gym, but if you at least show up to the gym 10 times, you're more likely to have that set that you do crush, I guess. So like, I don't know, even Dylan, I mean, because he's got 100 pieces of things to do, and he's got real life humans that he's responsible for.
He has much more on his plate than I do, and I shouldn't be bitching.
And he like wishes he could hit mics more, you know, because it really does make a difference.
It makes a huge difference, dude. Just getting reps, like, I mean,
it's not the only way to get better. That's
probably why I had a shitty set last night, because I just haven't done comedy since Sunday. So I haven't been up. I haven't, usually by Friday I've done, I don't know, 3 or 4 sets on Thursday at least. So,
but there are we were just talking about, there are Comedy Works comedians that do just Comedy Works, and that's their whole thing. And like, they do crush there, and they've become successful, whatever that is. But you take them into a bar and you do see the big difference.
Yeah. Really? There's some people who, like, obviously I won't name any names, but there's a couple of people who, like, you don't really see them. You don't really see them at mics or anything, but they are at Comedy Works all the time. And then you book them,
and they're pros.
And yeah. They're pros. And then you book them on a show, and it's like, oh.
Well, they haven't dealt with a bar that's talking, or people not paying attention,
even if
or
they weren't
cell
paying
phones
attention.
put away, or
all
of those things make it the best place in the world to do comedy.
Yeah.
So it makes
the pure environment when you go to the streets, so different.
My last new talent, I watched somebody get kicked
Janae
out.
Burris will tell you at Notes that like she'll tell you that going to watch a show, which is you have the benefit of
in the club,
and seeing in the club specifically, and seeing a professional, meaning they are touring and they're headlining clubs, do it, is probably more beneficial than going to a mic, because you learn bad habits.
And I please don't take this in any way. Over a year ago, before I started Conworks, I was like recognized, because I wanted to start getting back into it, like doing it.
Yeah,
it's like, oh, I can't feasibly continue to live a productive, advancing life and go to 3 mics a week.
Yeah.
I just need to accept this. This is just a reality. Mm-hmm. But it doesn't make me any less of a comic long run. I'm going to do this a weird, unconventional way.
Sure.
And I said this to my friends. I was like, this is how I'm going to do it. I'm going to get another door guy job at the legendary Comedy Works that I talked about, in college. I used to joke. I was like, can't kill myself now, because if I do, I won't get back to Comedy Works. I'm going to be a door guy there when I was a door guy there in Cedar Rapids. But like, I was like, I'm going to do a door guy job. I'm going to be myself. I'm going to keep doing my pod. I'm going to make connections through the podcast. I'm going to try to get spots on a show and write every fucking day and work on actually being a full sponge from every aspect of the club. And my managers will tell you this. It's like annoying how much of a sponge I am.
Interesting.
Like, I am looking to pick up every bit of little thing I can from every interaction.
Yeah.
And it's a broken brain type of thing. Like where like I will end up like someday it'll be me stopping me type of thing. Like inevitably. I'm already riding on the bank's time the way I see it. Like I should have been gone a long time ago. So now I might as well just like really live it the way I want. And you don't have to I'm like, I don't have to go to these mics, but it sucks because like I do have to go to the mics.
I think there's definitely a fucking it's a middle ground, because like to be honest, as someone who books a show, like if I book a show and it's clearly that someone headliner, I'm not gonna get mad at a headliner, but like if it's clear that like someone that I'm paying $40 to do 10 minutes is like working on jokes during the show that I booked for, like that's pretty annoying. But
because that's not what the show showcases, you know, people.
But if you have, and I think that I think that you can learn bad habits, but like me personally, like I just recently, probably in the last year, maybe 6 months, tried to start doing like any kind of real crowd work. You know what I mean? I think, I don't know what the bad habits are, but I think it's like probably like crowd work and trying to get everyone involved and everyone to look at you. Yeah. Because that's what you have to do at a bar. At a club, you don't have to do that. But there has to be some kind of middle ground, but you can still work on jokes. Like there's some mics that, like Rise, like people hate on Rise, but it's a fucking black box room. Everybody's looking at you.
Always full.
Always full. They have to. So, you know, just even if that was one mic that you could add to your list, dude, that you can go do every week, and then you could even,
you'll just see a big difference.
Yeah, it is. I think it is a difference. But,
and that's great advice, because I already see a difference through the stuff I'm taking. So it's like, when I can add on these extra layers of work.
And I totally get that you already have fucking a full plate.
No, and I'm an eater. Give me some more. That's how I work. But it's
what it is like, what sucks is you have to put up with it's like a hanging out. And it's sitting around, and like you think you bomb on a show, wait until you bomb at an open mic with 2 people in the crowd. That's where it feels like you really are doing nothing. But that's actually where you learn the most, because if you can get one of those people to laugh, or you can play with a moment in the room, something happens.
Then you have something.
Here's where I kind of disagree on this. Truly, because I would like go work 7 a.m. to 4:30, go drive, sit from 6 to midnight, get on at midnight somewhere.
Yeah.
And it would be, everybody's gone. There's 2 drunk people at a bar and they aren't listening to me.
That's
why
fair.
Is that more valuable? Why spend my time doing that when I can do the same fucking work on the jokes that I'm coming up with, interacting with random people as a door guy at Comedy Works?
For me, I think I totally agree with you.
That's where I struggle, because it's like I see what you're saying about being in the moment, being witty, learning those skills on the mic, on stage. Yeah.
There's times where I'm at a mic where like for example, I was on the Oscar Blues shows in Colorado Springs last week, and then I stayed for the mic after, and it just so happened that by the time it was my set, there was nobody left in the room, like literally nobody left in the room but comics. So, and then there was 3 comics left. So what we did was we all went on stage together, and we just did, we passed the mic to the comics that were in the room, and like, it was always, but it was also fun, and I've tried something new.
You meet people.
But I definitely agree. Like, there's some mics where it gets to the point where like, okay, there's no fucking point in this. Like, I'm probably not going to get, but I think just saying something, like being on the stage, saying something, hearing yourself.
If I fuck up a punchline on Comedy Works, I will think I should have said it 8 more times at an open mic. If I would have said it 8 more times at an open mic, there's no way I would have fucked that up when it came time. Like when I really need to let it show. And so I think about this like gym that's open every now and then, and we just have to wait our turn to be able to do it. And what sucks is like, it is like a networking bullshit game.
Well, see, I almost think that's where I would actually see the value in doing is to go out to make the connections.
There's mics that 100% the value of going there is to network.
Like, or even just the hang. Like how you were saying.
I like the hang. That's why I enjoy it. I got the Friday off. I got to go to Roast Battle. Really enjoyed the hang. Getting to meet new people. 100%. Getting to see a new show.
Yeah. And that's one of the best hangs, because it is like all the comics love to see that show. That's a blast. But like when you're at a mic, there is like that fall off where it becomes not worth it. Where like you're actually kind of upset that you're waiting this long, and like you're like pissed off of what the audience was earlier, and now you're looking at it and you're like, how the fuck am I supposed? But that's when it's like, now you really have to be funny.
Yeah.
When it's really difficult, when it becomes the most insane.
Why is that better than me driving my truck to like a bar that's got a line outside waiting to get in, standing in the back, putting a speaker and just running? There's my open mic. Just making it like guerrilla comedy type shit.
Don't think I've done that.
Okay.
We used to do comedy in the park, like at Wash Park or whatever, just because it was one of the few places that they couldn't
like
kick you out
when COVID
of.
was still heavy. There was like,
I don't know. I have like I'm appreciating the people that are doing it in weird new ways, and I'm trying to in my mind think of new fun ways to, with the context of like, oh shit, you still have responsibilities.
Chappelle, after he was big, traveled around and just did comedy in the parks in different cities. So I think there's nothing wrong with that. I just think that like
you just have to get the reps. I completely agree with you guys that it is just pure reps game.
I think it's part of
no, it's a balance for sure.
Part of Denver,
you're writing. That's huge. There's a lot of people that are only about.
Sorry, I just forgot to tell you that it reverbs all the way through.
Okay.
There's people that only do reps. You know what I mean? And they never write a joke, and they only spend their time being on at an open mic, and that doesn't get you anywhere either.
Yeah.
Like I do think it is a balance. I do think. I also think whatever your method is, go for it, because
try
there's
and
nobody
adapt.
who's like done it like 100% correct. Everybody has their own way of getting to however they get.
And the other thing that I kind of like love, and is also like a double-edged crutch truth of what to be honest with you guys, I worked really fucking hard in school and enjoyed school and studied way too hard and did too much.
Did you go here?
No, I was like one of the only people in my class to go out of state to Iowa from Colorado. I went to a small private school called Co College in Cedar Rapids.
Yeah.
So,
Was it tight?
I got like, to be honest with you, like the reason I went there is I got a big academic leadership, whatever type of scholarship.
Yeah.
And it was like, okay, I can either go to school here where I've always dreamed at CU with my friends, lots of distractions, or I can go to some place where I know I will be more depressed than I already am, where there's great academic opportunities in the field that I'm interested in. But, you're going to have to treat it like a job because you're getting paid to do it. And you just have to have the mindset that it's like a job.
But I think you succeeded, right?
Yeah. And so I go through school, I get good enough grades, do student government, treasurer, all this shit, expecting that this is all work. This is all a temporary work for the next step of law school.
The payoff.
The payoff is to go to law school, to get into whatever to law school and to make that happen. And I get this weird fucking feeling around December of 2019, right as I'm going to submit to all these schools. Just this weird, ephemeral, negative energy, feel, like a bad vibe rolled over me. And I'm like, this is not it. Something is off.
Yeah.
And I ended
Spidey senses.
I was off. They were tingling. And I didn't submit. And then COVID hit 2-3 months later.
Yeah.
And so now I am almost 4 years into a job that I like in a lot of ways, but am not fulfilled in the pure work aspect of. I have an amazing second job where I get to work with amazingly funny people and be a sponge constantly.
Yeah.
Do I take the LSAT in November and try to go back and get like a dual degree? Do I just dive down this comedy path and treat it as a long run form? And this job is just a conduit to allow me to do that. So I'm at this really like Jack Frostian road crossing.
I get it, dude.
Well, comedy will always be there.
Yeah, well, I don't know, will it?
I think that
well, if the world explodes, it doesn't really matter if I'm a lawyer or not.
If the world's gonna explode, I feel like I don't know which one.
That's an alarmist take. People in the 1800s thought the streets of New York were going to fill up with poo.
No, but I see what you mean. But
I do.
Where it's like you should accept comedy as your savior before the end.
Yeah, before the rapture. Dude.
Oh, you see, and that's the other thing is like I am troubled, deeply, honestly troubled.
Yeah,
like which one do you want to be?
Well, troubled by like. I don't think I get to choose. I think even if I'm a lawyer or even if I own my business, I'm still a comedian.
You believe in destiny?
No, like I will still end up being. I'll write jokes. I've been writing fucking jokes since I've been a kid. He's gonna do bits
with the criminals.
Yes,
dude.
That's the problem. Is I'm like, this is who I am, and like it's part. It will I'll either have to have it and manage it in my brain.
You're like, hey, dude, give me 5. That was sick.
Yeah.
Oh shit, my bad.
You'll be like Young Thug's lawyer.
And you know, that's
or
the other
just
thing
comedies,
is,
like comedians. You just work with like canceled comedians.
or maybe you get really good. Maybe you get really fucking good at not letting comedians and artists get fucked over.
Yeah.
And you help represent them and not let them get fucked over by
become the
Live
wall,
Nation.
man.
Yes, the wall.
Yeah, the
Intolerable
intolerant wall.
Yeah. You will not, none shall pass.
Yeah.
No national corporation shall pass.
Yeah,
Yes.
dude. Fuck.
And then that's in the line of like, oh, now I dedicated my whole life to being a punk ass gorilla
You
comic in a
realize
way.
any comedian now having the idea of like, oh, I have a lawyer.
Yeah.
And they just pull out a card and it says your name on it. They can be like, oh, you could just contact my lawyer if you have a problem with that joke. That looks so cool.
Yeah, dude, that is a good
You
idea.
could be the comic lawyer. Not that it's a joke.
Well, and Greg Giraldo
That'll be in
already did
parentheses.
this kind of like he went to Harvard because he was so smart because it was a
So
path
maybe
that
you
he got
shouldn't do
led
it.
down. And well, I mean, then he was naturally drawn back to comedy.
Yeah, yeah.
True.
I just would skip the step where I work 2 years in a corporate law
Yeah,
position.
but
I just
he was really kind of handsome.
Oh, wow.
if I lose some weight, I'm really fucking handsome. Trust me on this, bro.
Just don't
Remember
become
the
alcoholic.
whole whatever. It's okay. I'll let it roll off. I'm letting that roll
Don't
off.
let him do that to you.
Whatever.
dude.
It's okay.
This
I'll
is-
work on
This
it.
is your show.
As I'm doing push-ups tonight, I'm gonna be like, Evan, I'm gonna get handsome for Evan.
Let's ask the
He doesn't
judge.
even have
First of all,
muscles.
I
dude.
know my face is fine. It's the body I need to work out, okay?
I get that, dude.
You have the body of an attorney.
Okay, I'll take that, I guess.
I don't know. I don't even know what it means.
I don't know.
I'm always going in and out of doors.
So,
But I've got a body of an attorney. I can barely stand trial because I've got a fused spine. There's your joke.
stand up comedy trial.
Yeah. I couldn't do stand for a while because I couldn't
I'm glad
stand.
you got all those words together.
There was literally 2 years where I could not do, and couldn't go to Mike if I wanted to because I couldn't stand.
Really?
Yeah.
I got a double spinal fusion at 25 last year.
Did you get like in a wreck or something? What happened?
They gave you 2 spines.
No, yeah, right. Here's your second spine, sir. For you to take home.
It's a double fusion.
No, like my lower L4 through S1.
Damn.
Yeah. It's all fun. People aren't meant to be this big. Big dogs die young type of concept.
Dude,
I have a joke
do I need
about it.
Spinal surgery?
I have a joke about it, but like I had a chiropractor when I was like 13.
Yeah.
Maybe, I think it was more like 16.
Do you have like scoliosis or something?
No, I mean just a bit huge.
Big
Wow.
dog
I really
die
don't have
young.
any scoliosis. I mean, like you get disc problems, whatever.
Okay,
Anyway,
sorry.
so I go to this chiropractor at 16, and I had my second or third session with this guy, so I'm still relatively new.
Yeah.
But he finishes the session. He's like, "Can I level with you?" I'm like, "Sure. What's up?" He's a big dude, like 6'4" himself, kind of guy. He's like, "The human body is not meant to support a frame above 6'2".
Yeah. Oh, shit.
So you're going to have a life of a lot of health problems and complications.
There's gonna be stuff going on
before you die a premature death.
He said that? A premature death.
And I'm sitting here scared of shit in my chair, kind of like starting to like shake a little bit. And I'm
Yeah,
like,
because this is hardly a doctor. He's a chiropractor.
Was the copay 40 or 45?
Oh, man.
That's the joke.
And
Yeah.
he just lets you know, like, you're just gonna have shit down the road.
And down the road.
Yeah.
Doctors are fucked, dude. And then I get down to the surgery in the last appointment. I'm just running my whole fucking 5 minutes here. And they have that like one last meeting where they're finally going to tell you the truth.
Yeah.
And I'm getting a fucking anterior double spinal fusion. That means they're going to cut me Filet-O-Fish style, belly button to peen.
Is it really in the front? They
Yeah,
start?
it is, yeah.
Whoa.
Whoa.
Pretty well
Wow.
healed, but-
You look like you had a C-section.
And I've had more epidurals than a woman that's had 4 kids in my life at
Holy
26.
shit.
Whoa.
Just that one surgery?
Just through my
I
life.
think
Just through my life to
just
that
got
point.
hard hearing that.
Yeah, a little bit, dude.
I know, right? Pretty sexy. Ladies, keep it in your pants. and yeah, they Filet-O-Fish me, sort through all the guts and shit, move the fucking bullshit aside.
Take the scales off.
Whatever horse shit. And then they got to drill 8 screws omnidirectionally into different parts of my spine
Wow.
to put these like fusions in, and then your bones, regrow over that.
Yeah.
So, yes, big dogs die young.
That's
That's the lesson here.
that could be tattooed.
You should tattoo that on your chest.
Well, I've got it now. Okay, now we're getting another bit that I'll try this out on you because I haven't gotten to do this on stage yet.
yeah.
But a lot of people now seem to be getting face tattoos.
Yeah.
Like white
It
people. It's
seems
super
like
in,
It's
right?
because of Jelly Roll.
It's so in.
Yeah.
So I don't think it's for me.
Yeah. No.
But if I ever did like have to get a face tattoo, I know exactly what I'm getting.
Yeah.
I know red 40 on my left cheek right here.
Red 40?
Red
Wait.
40.
Like
the dye?
red.
I'm a proud patriot,
Yeah.
and that's my favorite artificial color.
Okay.
All right. What do you-
Also, it serves as a great swatch. I can walk up to any room in your house now and go, "Oh, you're that far away from red 40."
Whoa.
And on this cheek, I'll get red 39.
Yeah.
How about that?
I like that. You'll be opening for a jelly roll in no time, dude. To be honest with you.
Face tattoo.
Do you think that'll work or no? I need to punch up a little bit there, but that's like generally sort of kind of what I'm.
I think the idea of silly things underneath for sure.
Okay.
Yeah. Whatever that. If red dye is that for you?
Oh, and then I think if the crowd doesn't like it, I think you can do some fun pun shit. You can go what are you guys, tone deaf?
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Like hold on to that till you see somebody with a face tattoo.
Oh,
and then,
okay.
There's
some advice.
You know what I mean? That's what I love.
Pocket joke.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure. Well, that's the in the moment stuff. We're all the in the moment stuff is something you've done kind of somewhere else and it worked once or twice.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
That's why I try to make every as fun as I can with every interaction, especially when I'm at the club. But the customers make sure they're enjoying their time, but also being fun with them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because it's good. It's good for business. It's good for the enjoyment of everything, and it's also really good for me because it's basically just reps.
How you describe the in the pocket? That's your grandpa's Rolodex.
It is. I'm building my grandpa Rolodex.
Yeah,
really. And I bet that's a really good way to put it. I haven't been able to. Yeah.
Yeah, but also if I'm getting anything tattooed underneath my eyes. Oh, I don't know. Would I go with like the Led Zeppelin symbols? That'd be kind of cool, all the way down.
Just like the ones that are on there, like
the album, the four symbols.
You should. I'm gonna get 303 right here and 719 right here.
There it is.
Yeah.
Holy shit, dude. Right till you die.
Yeah, dude.
And then CO on his forehead.
Yeah. where the eye that should be. Yeah, I'll get CO.
That'd be hard, honestly.
Yeah.
That'd be pretty cool. Damn.
It's underneath the eye. It's supposed to be tears, right? Teardrops are the original.
For how many people you killed.
That's so hard, dude.
So do you think Jelly Roll's the one that's like bring it to the whites? The whites? I think Post Malone
was
the first conduit.
Post
Malone, okay.
He's the face of Canes. That's way bigger
the face
than
of what?
Canes chicken.
Yeah.
And
fingers?
Big into Magic the Gathering.
Dude, he's got that $2 million card.
Yeah.
Plus he makes sad boy music. Have you
listened to Jelly Roll?
From hip hop?
Yeah, Jelly Roll's sad
I don't
boy
know.
Jelly Roll's making sad boy music, dude.
Sad boys are in.
Save me.
Yeah, dude.
I haven't gotten into.
me from myself.
I'm more of a cinnamon twist kind of guy than Jelly Roll.
Yeah. Cinnamon twist.
Big donut guy, this guy. He doesn't do a Jelly Roll.
Yeah, you know the guy who...
He's a hole over here.
I got a whole
Big
lot of jokes.
Hole over there, this guy.
You know the you know OG Mudbone?
No.
Yes.
The
Huge
porn
cock
star
guy.
Yeah.
I just know this because at my high school, there's a good shout. My high school at games.
You say you grew up in a conservative family and you know
I went to
porn star names.
Well, okay, no, because this was the relatively conservative family, but went to public school in Boulder, Colorado my whole life.
Oh, okay,
I'm in class and like really like let's go, like let's engage, like I'm trying to learn.
Yeah.
And so our high school we would chant at football, basketball games. OG Mudbone.
Wow. I have no idea what this is.
And eventually it got to the point. We were so cool. Our high school, bunch of fucking chillers.
But that's the kind of thing that I would do into a bit. That's an original thing that if you could get
I can perform that because it's a story.
At a bar
to
start, but even just like
making people do it.
OG Mudbone.
Anyway, so eventually the counselors and the people that like security always watching the crowd for bullshit, they caught on. They
figured it out
and figured out what the fuck this was.
Yeah,
and so they would get really upset from that like senior year.
What?
They were like shutting it down. They're like, no more OG Mudbone chants.
Fuck. What is this, like a male porn star?
It's a huge black
for those.
Is it the guy that's always on the bed?
Is that the dude?
No. He's thinking of the meme.
Yeah, I'm thinking of the meme, I guess.
But the OG Mudbone, I mean, I'm talking like, dude, you think your shoe is big? It's massive.
His penis is bigger than my shoe.
That's crazy.
And he used to have these catchphrases like
So what, you're going to have his penis tattooed under your face or what?
He would say, we're talking about donuts. That's what got me on the OG.
He would say that?
He would
he would say we're talking because okay.
No, yeah. We were, but he had a catchphrase. He had a bunch of catchphrases.
I didn't know
was his catchphrase we talking about donuts?
We talking about donuts.
I'm gonna glaze you like a donut.
Oh,
that's
I have that. Okay.
He's the proprietor of that?
Yeah,
wow.
That's his.
Shouts out.
Is
he still around? Is he still with us?
I'm gonna send that to somebody.
I hope so.
Yeah.
He actually, we're holding a wake for him at a bar.
Jesus Christ.
I'm gonna kill myself.
We'll be right back. He's gonna eat some food and not kill himself. We're gonna make sure he comes back for the after hours show. You can join us over on patreon.com/intolerable for the eating portion of the show.
Hell yeah.
And we'll be right back.
Hell
Do you
yeah.
want to kick us to break with station identification this time?
Oh yeah. Listen to Slaughterhouse Studios. I'm just kidding.
Do it. The ads are for the people.
I
here.
am curious. When you said Universidad, are you practicing Spanish?
No, I'm of Cuban descent. My great grandmother was 100% Cuban.
Oh my God!
But,
really?
Yeah.
Nice.
Don't make me pull my cards out. I got a B card. I got that card.
Your B card.
I can say the F word.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Say the F
I
word.
earned that. Not given. Earned.
You bought it.
We'll be right back. No, you can't buy it either. We're back. We're live.
That's what I need to be doing is the clap.
It's the after-hours show. If you just do it in between segments, it's helpful. I've just trying to make my own life easier.
It's smart.
I do all the balls in the air.
So is this part Patreon?
No, this will be the after-hours show. This is just something we've naturally settled into. Of like,
Okay.
we've eaten our food. We're full.
So just the
time
food
to
part.
spout off. You know,
All right.
any type
Hell
of
yeah, I love
crazy
it.
stuff you want to say.
I might as well take a hit, dude.
It's after hours.
It's after hours, dude.
The first thing we need to discuss is how that chicken was today. Today, both my producers are gone today. Unfortunate circumstance for each, but they missed out.
Yeah.
That chicken was good, dude.
I'll say it was the best chicken I've had in Denver. I really
that was
will.
my goal. My goal is to be the best underground chicken in Denver.
Yeah,
very
I've
good.
had plenty of chicken wings all over this country. I'm a big fan.
All over the country.
Yeah.
Really.
Yeah, because that's like a typical bar food, and bars were one of the
True.
It's a staple.
places you
It's
go.
like a thing you evaluate a place based off of.
For sure.
It's like a breakfast burrito.
Yeah, and I'm also from the South, so like frying chicken is kind of the game.
Yeah.
So like,
One of them.
yeah,
And this isn't even fried and smoked, so I'm like really thankful that I got it good enough for someone that loves fried chicken.
yeah, you crushed.
It's very good.
Yeah, it was the right amount of crisp on there.
Yeah.
It had the right crunch because I like veggies that have a little bit of like when your veggies have a little crunch to them because they've been
You like that
crispy.
bark?
Bark. That is the right word for
A
it.
little bit of bark. Yeah, it's black. I mean, it's bark. It's
You
burnt.
can tell you've been in the kitchen.
Shouts out to my stepdad,
Yeah.
Kyle. Yeah, he's like meat smoking. Is just this guy. My mom met him. He's a lot younger than my mom.
Yeah.
Got some jokes and material.
A lot
about that.
younger.
A lot younger than my
How
mom.
old is he?
He was closer to my age than my mom's age. When
Is that weird?
it was weird when I was younger. It's
Yeah,
fine, completely fine, normal now.
How long is it? Sorry. But
No,
I think
this is actually
he's 30, he's 13
that's so
years
interesting to me.
older than me. So this is probably something I need to talk more about on stage if this is interesting. Like,
This is very interesting.
yeah.
so, and
Because
I don't want to air my family business, but like
I watch these videos online.
Oh, no.
So
yeah,
I'm
he worked with my mom and my fake uncle, who was like a father figure to me as well as my dad.
Okay.
They had this family business building adventure vehicles, the best luxury off-road vehicles in the world. Earth Roamer was the name of the company.
okay.
So I grew up around this in the early 2000s, being born in, I was like 6, 7 when the company started. Kyle, my stepdad, was like one of the important OG centerpiece people that like was with the company for, a long time through the ups and downs and the difficulties.
okay.
Mom, fell in love with Kyle, I'm sure, through a myriad of being my dad and circumstance,
Sure.
right? And things that I can learn from and go forward, hopefully, in my marriage and like try to make a healthier path. Because life is hard and relationships are hard. And I understand now that divorce is like probably the best thing that could have possibly happened. But dude,
Yeah,
it wrecked me as a kid. It made my mental health tough.
Yeah,
There's off spurts of negative.
my best friend, his whole family is riddled with divorce. He has like 1,000 different connections of how many people that
Wow.
he's distanced from. He's like, yeah, that's my 3rd, 2nd, 4th cousin. Like he's got all kinds of, and the thing that like he definitely feels better about, makes him feel better, that I've always thought about was like Louis C.K. has a joke about divorce where it's like no happy marriage ends in divorce.
Amen. And that's what I've come to learn over time is like it was not chill.
Yeah, things
There were
aren't-
some not chill things.
No
And
divorce?
when I step back from like a young person, or you just hear that, oh, my stepdad's closer to my age than my mom's, you're like, what the heck?
Yeah.
And then you stop and you're like, oh, there's a reason.
Yeah.
This doesn't just happen.
Yeah.
Like smart people don't just make these decisions overnight to destroy other like important people in their life.
Yeah.
And long story short,
So
going way back to my original point about my stepdad.
Yeah.
He's an OG motherfucker, smart, like the best dude.
Yeah.
He was I think he started being an electrician at 13 in Virginia.
Damn.
Worked all high school, 40-hour weeks. The instant graduate high school, moved to Colorado. Work.
Grinding.
So he's working while I'm in high school. He's working at this place building like high-end fire rescue equipment.
The place that your mom's working.
No, different job. Like at this point, whatever. She'd gone away from the business. They'd had a bankruptcy through the 2007 financial crisis.
Ups and downs.
Yeah. It was horrible timing. Went from selling 27 vehicles in 06 to 0 in 07 of these luxury campers.
No shit.
Jeez.
So, and they had just gotten a brand new building, like just built and bought a brand new building.
No,
they're not leasing their space. They're paying for,
Yeah.
Bad situation, right?
It didn't work.
Didn't work out. Just so, anyway, long story short, where am I fucking going with this? I'm just telling you guys about me.
I'm interested.
So my stepdad, he's working at this nuclear facility, facility. They build like nuclear level safety air filters and stuff. So it's like high level manufacturing. He loves smoking meat, and he gets frustrated by his smoker. Type of thing I've got out there for you.
Yeah.
He's frustrated, can't keep meat consistent because he's trying to do cool stuff with it.
Okay.
Next
What do you
level
mean
shit.
by cool shit?
Brisket and expensive good stuff.
Yeah, okay.
He's putting time and effort into this, and it's shitting out on him. It's making him frustrated, right? I totally understand. So he's like, I'm gonna make it better. I'm smart, I'm gonna make it better. So he designs a smoker, goes to the owner of the exactly type of thing. Goes to the boss, and he's like, hey, let's build this.
Yeah.
We can sell this.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, do it. So he built one, and then he gets a test unit. Then he's got a smoker at his house, that they're selling for X, $5,000, $6,000. That's like top tier level shit to other fire departments, because fire departments want to cook for their fire people, right?
Right.
Damn, dude, the ultimate smoker, boys.
So I'm like walking in. If any skills I have, I'm stepping in the shoulders of giants. That's all I mean to say by that.
Wow. Yeah, it's in the blood.
So the best wings in Denver are via anything I've learned through him, my stepdad.
That's cool, dude.
Kyle.
That's crazy. So he was a homie, though? He was always cool?
We had our rough patches. He is different than us, has a different family, I grew up in a really stupidly loving, close, kind of family. Totally. And that wasn't the situation for him.
Fascinating, dude.
So there was some,
Yeah.
I have honestly, truly, I should. At 25, I have this idea of a movie or a bit where it's and it's kind of sad, so it's kind of dark, it's kind of after hoursy, but
welcome to our world.
It's something in the realm of it's my life story, but I actually killed myself at 22.
Yeah.
Or some type of play on making a statement about the power of the temporality of life and how suicide is so dangerous for young people, especially young men.
It's permanent.
And it's permanent. And then you miss out. So you watch 45 minutes of a movie, say, you're like, what the fuck?
Once we're finally
over,
attached
and then
to
you
you?
get a full thing that could have been,
dude. That's
and you get a full life.
Yeah.
I don't know if
and
I
you
could
get
handle
someone
that
actually
emotionally.
living your dream. That's what I'm saying. It's hard.
That would be an intense to think you're going to a movie,
and it's got to be a comedy. It's got to be a really dark comedy.
But you're an hour. You're an hour in. You're all right, everything is about to resolve, and then he kills himself, and the credits roll, and you're like, what the fuck, dude?
And then you get more movie.
Yeah. Okay.
And then there's what could have happened if he didn't kill himself.
Yeah. And all verses, everything rewinds.
Or you get or you start at the end of what could have been, and then you go back through a memory type thing of
but then you find out, but none of this happened because, oh my god, it's a cautionary tale.
Wow, I like that
humor.
Dude. That's very creative.
That's what I mean.
Click.
Yeah,
that'd be fun.
Click.
I need people to. We could do it in click style fashion. Why not? Let's get Ben Stiller on the line.
Slow the time down.
Ben Stiller should write this. I want Tropic Thunder-esque.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
Dibs.
I was gonna call dibs too.
Jokes. Just jokes.
So did
but that would be fun.
Yeah. That would be fun.
So I just need at some point to make it so that I can exercise the creative capacity of my mind.
Yeah.
And not have it be in a I have to work to live. I have to work to pay the rent on this. I have to have a place, and it's great that Ashley, the owner of the Downtown Club, put it so well to me when she was
Is she the owner or the manager?
Or sorry, the manager.
Okay,
Excuse me. I'm sorry. Thank you for correcting me.
Yeah.
He's good at it.
Stop with the pen, would you?
Is that what I'm good at?
The manager of the Downtown Club, Ashley, who's been on the pod several times. She's like, well, you should think about your job differently, because your job affords you the ability to talk to all these awesome people.
Yeah.
To have this cool thing.
Yeah.
To have a space where you can cook, break bread with people, which is a foundational human thing.
You should
it's the most hospitable thing I've experienced.
You should take Wings to the green room, dude.
I mean, I'll do it whenever.
Yeah, you like for comics, even that they're not going to be on your podcast. Just like, hey, this is for me. You don't have to eat it now because it'll take it home to your hotel tonight or to the
just to have something to munch on after.
Yeah, dude.
Because everything in that area is closed for sure in Greenwood Village.
True.
And then they'll remember you.
Yeah, but then I can't. The thing about that is then I can't be. I got to be in this Swiss Army knife. I got to have a weird role that doesn't exist right now.
Yeah.
I think you're figuring it out. Yeah, you've got your own methods, dude.
Yeah.
There's nothing
just
wrong
madness
with
over here. I don't know about methods.
I don't think it's, but I love it when people do things that they are interested in. So the fact that you're implementing stuff that you think is the right.
Oh, you want to hear about the book that I'm trying to?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I'm struggling with this. You're gonna love this, and the reason is it keeps getting put back
Bible
into
2.0.
No, I had this idea 5 years ago.
Okay.
There was a book that was published in 2016 that was a New York Times bestseller, written by fucking names escaping me. Anyway, it was called "Reasons to Vote for Democrats."
Okay.
And it was blank bound pages essentially.
Nice.
Damn.
And it became a New York Times. And the guy that wrote it, was a Yale graduate, BA in history, just graduated. Guy had an idea
or lack of wrote it.
Yeah.
And Michael Knowles is the guy's name. Michael Knowles is the author. Now he worked for Daily Wire and Ben Shapiro, whatever.
You said the pages were blank?
It's a book with page numbers and title, chapter titles, but there's no content.
That's what I'm saying. When you said wrote it, I was like, or lack of wrote it. Like the fact that he didn't write anything.
But it's framed out like a book. There's a bibliography of just a bunch of libertarian sources, essentially. Like Ayn Rand and a bunch of other stuff. Yeah. Anyway, so I'm like, time passes, the election cycle passes. It gets to the next election cycle. And I'm like, it's like 2019, 2018. I'm like, why hasn't no one done this on the other side?
Right.
Like, would they not buy it on the other side? So I come with this idea, and the book is Things Trump Knows Best. I'll show you the cover.
Okay.
And the cover art was done by the girlfriend of our manager at Downtown Club, Anders. Lila Swanson did the cover art. It is fantastic. It is exactly what I hoped it would be.
Trump Knows Best. That sounds like almost like a children's book.
And then I had the idea. I'm like, oh, well, if I'm going to do this, I might as well do another one.
Yeah.
I've got, there's a whole, I'm like, I started thinking about what it is I had the idea for. It's like, it's a physical meme.
Yeah.
I'm of the generation where this is a physical meme. People it is a physical meme. And this is, here's the cover.
So I've gotten to this argument.
The other book is you could if people get mad at this, you sell another book. Things Joe Biden knows.
Yeah.
Blank bound pages.
Yeah. Blank bound pages. Yeah, of course.
And the one they're going to kill me for, this is this closer. The one they're going to get me for someday is Friends of the Clintons Who Haven't Died by Suicide.
Yeah, not many.
Blank bound pages.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think...
You like the quote from my buddy that started the podcast?
Yeah, I wish I could read this book. Yeah.
That's great.
So... Yeah, so now I'm just trying to get some printed cheap pamphlet style to take on the trip.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, let's see if the bit works at all.
Yeah.
Let's test it.
Yeah.
Do a little market testing.
I love it, dude.
So just fun little shit, bits and shit. Just having fun in life.
Yeah.
Life's too short.
Yeah.
It's stepping into Mike Capolino waters.
What's that? I don't know Mike Capolino.
See, that's why you need to go to Mike's.
Mike Capolino is one of the greatest Denver street comics of all time.
Well, then educate me, please. I'm at your altar.
I probably have one of his books somewhere.
He's very.
He sells a lot of art that is little pamphlets of books. Yeah, and zines,
little zines that have.
Oh, I think I actually got something
rantings and ravings.
Yeah, from Anders. He gave me a little pamphlet of his.
I brought it.
Yeah.
They get around, but he's a legend. He has
in a good way or a bad way.
Probably a little both.
Ooh,
yeah, very.
So I need to tread back.
He's a hardcore comic.
I mean, you're already opening for Alan Brahma. So.
Hey, he's a stand-up.
Is that bad?
No, I'm just messing around.
He's a.
I don't know what I'm doing.
he's a hardcore stand-up for sure.
Yeah. He's all about
Mike Capolino. Yeah. He is all about. The first time I did a show with him, I had showed up to Mutiny Cafe, right off Broadway, the comic book store and all that. So he had a show booked in the back, and it was going to be him and Austin Langley. Austin was going to do 10. He was going to do 50.
Mike Capolino's gonna do 50.
And I had no time.
Nice.
And we had an audience of 0 people. So
no people.
There was nobody there. And we did. Eventually, I got some time on the show. Thank God.
For nobody.
But yeah, exactly. But it was.
Did anybody come?
No, no. This is
You've done a
is,
show for no one. Wow, I didn't. Even know it was a thing.
This is.
Oh yeah.
But this is what.
He goes, oh yeah.
Well, that's what I mean. By, so Mike Capolino literally does. He does comedy in the streets. He does street comedy. He literally
That's sick. I
does
like
it
that.
to nobody. But sometimes it's everybody. And he.
That's fascinating, bro.
The way I got on the show was he looked at me up and down, like he checked me out, and he was like, "Oh wow, you got holes in your shoes," and which I do now. But he was like, "You are a comedian. All right, you can be on the show. You got 5 minutes." I'm still doing 45. He's a legend, man.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
He has.
I gotta educate myself.
I did an outdoor street comedy show with them in the rain at a
in the rain.
Yeah.
That's so funny.
Winter Park Comedy Festival 2 years ago,
That's so
whenever
cool.
it was. And the lady who ran it, Christine, she told me that like it was originally supposed to be just like we're just standing here on the street doing jokes, but he made her like get like a whole like tarp and a stage and fucking
Make it all professional.
Yeah. And some people walked by and stopped for a few minutes, but it was raining.
So it's like that's funny because you're like walking in as you're like in a bit, and then you have to like hold them for a minute or two, and then they're just walking out.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
Wow.
There's like a circle of irony where it's like the best comedians can do these really alty rooms, you know, where it like makes no sense for comedy to be there. So like there are these people that are genuinely just so funny and they can make these things work in these weird ways, and then it loses its allure.
Once you do it on the corner of 20th and Bannock.
Once it's no longer like, oh wow, it's in like some attic on top of a record store.
Got it.
And
Yes. So the location still is an application.
yeah, because I've done shows in like thrift stores, and I've done a show that was like we used to do a mic that was outside of open mics.
Yeah.
I think
We
Georgia
literally-
and Nick and them were doing a show like at a show up in Boulder at like a clothing store,
vintage
like a vintage store.
yeah,
Like
yeah.
Select, is that what it's called?
Yeah. That was
Check
dope.
them out.
They are the best.
They're good people.
Sorry,
Yeah.
I'm the only ads I do are for people I enjoy.
You
And
endorse.
the good people. Well, no, I just like anyone that wants to come on and bring people. If you got love for someone that you want to share, let's share it.
Yeah, for sure. And they
Not
are
currently.
worth. They are worth the
You're
love.
coming in with just hard feelings.
Yeah.
I caught Dylan on a bad day.
Yeah, bad week, dude. It's all good.
He's recovering.
I'm recovering, dude. I'm recovering something.
You're
Lover
gonna
boy.
yeah.
I am a recovering lover. That's true. I'm a recovering lover for sure.
Yeah, he's healing the tunnel.
Yeah, I'm trying, dude. I'm trying to do construction. I'm trying to fucking put up some lights and
You
stuff.
gotta listen to the Patreon, to
but they
understand
won't.
what
They won't let me in
tunnel.
the tunnel.
Come on. Check out that Patreon. The eating is fire for this one.
It was
Check it
so
out.
good.
It
I
was
can't
so
believe
good.
how
Patreon.com/intolerable. Check it out, please.
I
Thank
know
for your
you
support.
flipped the wings and you
Flipped them.
probably seasoned them, but really, what else did you even do?
Dude, I mean, it's like, okay, so I love that. And here's like something, let me get down to like a philosophical level.
Break it down.
Have you heard the story about Picasso where he's out at a coffee shop and some lady comes up to him and she goes, Picasso, I'm a huge, massive fan, like drops to her knees kind of thing.
Yeah.
Please, can you,
That's what
gives
you're
a
looking for.
napkin and a pencil and is like, please, anything
Yeah.
you would do, like even your signature would be fantastic.
Uh-huh.
And he takes 30 seconds, 15 seconds to draw something, gives it back to her. And she goes, oh my gosh, thank you. How much do I owe you? He goes, it's priceless.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know how much you pay for I forget the aspect of the story, but basically it goes, she's like, well, how can it be priceless? It only took you 30 seconds.
Yeah.
He's like, no. It took me a lifetime
Right.
of every moment of my life building this skill set
Yeah.
plus 30 seconds.
Yeah.
So I like to think about any magical moment that like I'm able to capture. You have to give yourself, I think, or I do, the respect to acknowledge and go back and say, oh, all that work in the dark that I did, that sucked, that nobody saw, that I didn't like, that I worked through, whatever. that is what the lifetime of thing that built up to this 5 seconds,
The
5
grinding
minutes
part.
of, yeah.
To accumulate to that moment.
To get the perfect bark on some
Well, it
wings.
felt really weird to get a guest
the bark.
spot and like all that, like truly. And and a lot of people, I guess I've come to learn are like salty at me. Like people that I love and I've got nothing but like love.
Hey,
and
Don't let
anybody,
that affect you.
I know,
dude. Yeah.
but here's my thing about that.
Anybody
any comic that doesn't get excited about another comic getting something,
fuck them, dude.
seriously,
Yeah.
that's what we're all here to love each other.
Okay, that's my perspective on it. So like when I hear that like people that I love that are close to that are like in any way salty or think that I have any type of like vision of myself,
They're salty about other things.
my perspective on it is like, dude, I'm doing the lifetime of thing, and it's that the 5 minutes, and I have to rise, and oh shit, I rose. Like if I
You got an
bombed, it'd be one
opportunity.
thing. If I took that 5 minutes and just ate shit on that guest spot for a sold out crowd, just ate fucking shit, it would be one thing.
Yeah.
For you to be super salty of me to get the spot, then I get it.
No, not even, dude. Opportunity. You got to be excited for people.
That's what I think. I think
we're all here to be like our number one quarterback. Like we're all supposed to cheerlead each other. That's the only way it's even fun.
The scene here is so good. Thank God the scene here is like so nice, because I've heard about other scenes where like,
dude, I went to Phoenix for a week and to do shows, and like one of the shows that I was on, like the main show I was on there, that I was there for, like the people who were booked on the show, I was just thinking to myself, like, none of you would be on the worst shows in Denver. Like, like it's so we do have a good scene, dude. But I think people. I don't know why people get salty, but that's just dumb.
And I didn't even mean to go down that road. Like I truly don't.
No,
I try not to.
No,
but like it was something that was brought to my attention, and I was like, oh.
Well, it's like, I mean, the same thing is happening a little bit, I think, with Roast Battle, where it's like the kind of more. There's kind of some. No, maybe I shouldn't say this, but there's a kind of like established people who don't do Roast Battle who are kind of like, what is that? You know what I mean? Like, you guys are just finding anything to stay relevant. And it's like, well, no, you're just not partaking. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, anybody who sees something going on
that they're not a part of,
they can either look at it and be like, well, that sucks. Or they can be like, well, that looks really cool. And just,
it makes sense. Think about it. If a train going by with a bunch of people looking out the window going, oh my goodness, and laughing.
Yeah.
I'd be like, what the fuck's up with that?
For sure. Yeah.
Why am I not right? There's a seat open there for me. Yeah. Like, why am I not there? Yeah. You know, it makes sense. Yeah. You got to hop in there.
And I think it's easier to shit on things when you're comics too. We're not like the type to compliment. Yeah. It's very rare that we're like, hey, and by the way, I really think what you're doing on stage is like really making some waves, and I'm proud of how you've changed from going from this to, like, nobody does that ever. Like it really, and
Philip Kano does. That's about it.
Well, Kano's the man.
Yeah,
the Humor Underground.
Yeah, you probably know. Well, you're at the South Club. He's at the downtown club literally every night almost.
Yeah, but he's the man. He is great at that.
Yeah, if I would shout out something I love, is the Humor Underground of Philip Kano.
Yeah,
please do.
Yeah, every Saturday, go check that shit out.
Yeah, it's a family business. Yeah. It really is. Like the other night, I was there for.
Hell yeah.
I went for the Pride Showcase, and a windstorm came through, and so like the tent started to get picked up, and you could see all the family members slowly grab the tent on each side, slowly move it down, collapse it. Like they were like a team that like FBI style, like talked to each other. They were like, "All right, now tackle the tent." Yeah, and they all individually went and fixed it. Yeah, and his mom makes the burritos.
Oh my gosh, dude,
that you eat at night, and like his brother is there serving the beer and. Like, yeah, it's a family business. I love that.
Yeah,
the whole neighborhood is the audience. Like, it's literally like
it's a block party.
The area. Yeah.
100%. Which is what he wanted it to be.
Yeah, it's incredible.
Yeah. The idea of it, it's called the Humor Underground because, like, back when comedy would be done in like really like ghetto neighborhoods, you had to do it in like a house party style where it was like we have to invite people over. We can't book out a fucking venue,
right?
Because we're gonna say bad words.
At one point, I was thinking I could set up like rows of chairs here and perform in the open door.
That would be dope.
And put lights around the door and barely fit myself in the door. That'd be fun. A fun open mic, right?
Worse mics.
What'd you say?
That'd be a fun open mic to run. My own fucking.
Even if you just did a showcase.
But then it got down to the point where we were talking. It's like, well, that's not safe.
Yeah.
That's what it came down to. It's like, oh, you got to do the pod in there because you can't do that because it's
fire code shit.
Well, more just like Pete Randos.
Oh, true.
Like, you can't see these fuckers. You get me? These fucking people. I've been to open mics. 100%.
Yeah. And it's amazing when you say
no, all respect, but like,
no,
you know, people live their lives the way they want to. And like, I'm not going to try to stop that.
Animals.
But like, you also don't want you to steal my stuff.
They're animals.
I don't have anything, but like, I try to give it to my friends. Let me keep it and give it to my friends.
Literally, they will go through your house.
That's what I'm saying.
They will take everything you're worth.
Right? Which is nothing. Go through the other houses on the block.
Right.
But I do think it's fascinating how you put out a piece of paper that says open mic list at the top and how many people will show up.
Yeah.
Pretty much anywhere, no matter what, at any time in Denver, there's going to be at least 10 or 15 regular people that show up to every mic. Because, I mean, there is that many people that are passionate about it and how many people love
It's a good scene,
getting on stage. And yeah, I mean, it is. And it's also like a part of people's lives, you know?
Amazing. It's good. I think being that connected to joy and human joy is like great.
Yeah.
Can't ask for much better in life.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And it's like a community.
Yes.
I really do think so.
Yeah.
Like, whenever there's how you were saying there's these people that wouldn't be able to get along in Denver and Phoenix because of the way they treated each other or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like we look out for each other.
They just weren't funny.
All right, we're going to do a quick flip so we can just get a closing segment here.
Word.
That's true.
I don't know if you know about this, but the European Union, and I'm going to continue to say this until the end of time because fuck the EU. The European Union, what they did is they said, hey, camera manufacturers, if you've got a thing that takes still pictures and video, and it records video longer than 30 minutes, in 2019 they passed this law. This
is true.
That's going to be taxed differently than all those other cameras.
So they can't be camcorders.
So Sony and all these
What
fucking
the fuck?
manufacturers are obviously adaptive to the fucking laws because that's how legislative battle works.
Right.
And they can't
Through
laugh.
private industry. So private industry goes, yeah, fuck you. Here's the middle finger. And they go, oh, we're just this camera. It does not take a video longer than 29.59.
Is that why mine stops working? I wonder.
Yep, exactly.
Fuck.
Yeah,
Welcome
it's because
to.
legally.
So hey, check my
They
hands
can't.
and fuck the EU.
Fuck the dude. I was already on that shit, dude.
We'll be right
Fuck
back.
the EU.
Nice.
So in this high school debate tournament, we had this piece of information, evidence that we were using in our case.
Yeah.
Evidence, exactly. You're well familiar with this. So the case was essentially about GMOs and whether GMOs were safe. Like the basic, I think the question was like, are GMOs safe for human consumption? And so we were in the final round here and we're arguing the pro. And this piece of evidence that we're holding, and I'm like second speaker, so I'm just on the fly making it up, right?
Yeah.
So it's like an open mic. Like
Yeah.
I've got 5 minutes here
It's
to
still
make this
cold. The
case.
room is still cold.
Very
if
cold.
you're second.
Yeah. Well, so the way PF works is like it's 2-on-2. So my first guy, pre-written speech for either side that we have ready for the case.
Okay.
Right? He reads the speech, reads the case. And then you read your case. And then you guys crossfire for 5 minutes. And then I would go. And my job is to analyze what's happened, break down why we're winning points, and break down points that they're winning that the judge thinks they might be winning, and here's why they're not.
Yeah, the how the arguments are doing, pretty
Basically,
much.
yes.
Okay.
And so I'm on the fly, and this piece of evidence is really fucking important to this case.
Yeah.
And it's a World Health Organization quote that says GMOs are safe for human consumption.
Yeah.
And I'm looking at the judges and I said, Judge, how can we stand here today and go against the World Health Organization telling us directly that GMOs are safe for human consumption? If you do not decide pro today, it's nonsense, that kind of shit.
Yeah.
It's like this piece of evidence is the one. Like this
Yeah.
is the glove type of thing.
Yeah.
We got
And,
scripture.
yes. And it, now reflecting back after COVID on the fact that like I was holding up the World Health Organization like that in the debate and we won our first varsity debate like that. I'm like, whoa.
You know how many, though, people
life's trippy and we always lean towards the funniest outcome. I'm
Yeah.
starting to fall more into that belief system.
Yeah, and I think that's also very funny. Like, it would be cool to have that as a, like the guy who holds up signs.
That would be
in the
something I would
street
have
of
in
New York.
a special.
You know what I mean?
I could put something like that in because you can't. I feel like that's something you'd work into after 15 or 20 minutes.
Yeah,
you can't. I don't know. Think that really works, and I wouldn't be able to get that workable.
Plus people don't want to laugh at.
Exactly. It has to be like your crowd type of thing. You're going to do.
To a degree, yeah.
Life story type of here's my opinion about how things have gone, whatever type of thing.
Yeah, but also, I mean.
But why?
So
What's interesting is why am I putting that boundary on that?
Well, I think it's you like talking about your life on stage.
I have enough to certainly draw from.
Yeah, and that's where you would prefer to
No, I mean, I don't have a preference. I wrote my joke 2 days ago that I wrote was about gruel.
Yeah,
I mean,
true.
Fucking,
Yeah. Well, I was going to say, there's some people, what do you think about people? There's like people that get off stage and the entire audience knows nothing about you.
Yes. No, the audience will certainly know everything about me because
you seem to be more towards that. Where
I think you're right about that.
Where you're like, this is something I think I could talk about.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because it's interesting. Like I have 1,000 stories, but I don't think let's turn that story of when my friend was on top of the car and we spun him around into a bit on stage. In my head, I'm like, let's figure out a pun with Burning Man.
Yeah.
You know, I think of something popular and then I take a forward play and then I fuck with that. How do I connect to it or whatever? But it's fascinating how many times you've said like, I think I could do that in a thing, or I can turn that around, or I'm going to write that for that.
I think that, I mean, I like to try to not, I mean, I think a lot
Dylan's that. Dylan writes like from his life.
From your life.
Oh, yeah, dude. People know too much about me once I stop.
But that's one of the reasons he's so endearing, is I think people love that Dylan's honest.
Yeah.
I think people love that Dylan is like a good dad, and that's a part of who he is. You know what I mean? I think that like some people love, you know, that somebody's a certain mental like illness, or
that's a great. Some people love that. Some people are. Like
if someone's got like a tweak,
there's a big people
something.
love BPD people nowadays, right?
Yeah, BPD is huge, dude. I dated one.
Oh God, how was that?
Borderline personality disorder.
Oh, I've married one. Yeah, brother.
Yeah, we have a type.
Yeah, I got a type. I got a Pacific tonal I like to go down.
It's the fast lane.
In the fast lane.
Yeah, exactly.
Eagles. Yeah, dude.
We got new eagles on the wall.
Yeah.
Yeah, my when I dated a girl with BPD, I didn't realize it was an issue until I went to a facility that she was checked into. You know, like a spot where they like take your belt, your shoelaces, and you're not allowed to have your cell phone and all that. Yeah. She was like, "I'm going to be there for a while," and I was like, "Oh well, if you're sick, I'll come see you." And
bad idea, bro. She's in there with actual loons.
Yeah.
It really did. It at least put things in a different perspective for him. I was like, "Oh, you got bigger problems than maybe I."
When I went to I just couldn't shut up, and they thought I needed help, and I did need help, but I don't think I needed to be like kept for as long as I was. But it's COVID, and there's a myriad of other factors why. So I'm in the hospital for a long time, and I get in there to this new spot, and my roommate is this guy that grew up with me.
It's really when you're around
this guy that like was like got too heavy into stuff too early.
Yeah.
And I go to him and I go, "Hey,
you knew him by name."
I go, "Hey, Landon." I go, hey dude, like how's it go? Sean, you know me, like from back in the day, and he just was having a tough time, too zonked on benzos, and he's like, doesn't know. He's like, I don't, sir. It's good away. It's good, sir. You need to.
Yeah.
I'm okay. Thank you, sir. I'm like, what the fuck? And then the next day, he's like, I'm sorry. I do remember you. And I'm like, dude, it's like these rough in here.
Yeah.
That's
and
wild.
I just in retrospect, I kept.
He was keeping himself
I'm like,
safe.
at this point, you know me a little bit.
Yeah.
Like, I just kept fucking. I was like, this is spouting off about shit, dude.
Yeah.
Like. I'm very libertarian. You held me against my will, like way too long.
Yeah.
It started getting not so chill. Yeah. And like I have a degree and like I can work, you know, like
if you do it, I mean, some of it is like they kind of just want. That's the problem with those places is because like some of like the people who actually do need help probably learn how to
work the system.
They learn how to work the system so that they can get out in 3 days. You know what I mean? And
they need help.
Yeah, but they know if I just be quiet but then if you give them any kind of sign of like that you're honest with them, then you're fucking strapped down and fucking.
And also they don't understand me compared to the other people,
right?
Which is fair in retrospect.
Well, and we all have like,
but it was rough. I got out of the hospital and I like couldn't. They had like just put me on too much medicine.
Yeah.
And so like I got out and I started to like try
to get back. What was that like when you got out?
Really bad. It was bad. I couldn't use my motor functions to full ability. I still have trouble speaking certain ways and have verbal like issues because of the over medication for those amount of days. It was like not good, but you know, like
did you think what was the first thing you did? Did you go to like McDonald's?
No, I was like with my grandma and dad and like still didn't feel like I was out or anything. Didn't have any freedoms or anything, you know? We're all still fucking rats in a cage, bro.
Yeah.
Just go to the rat vending machine and get some fucking rat vending
Spot on
machine
my
shit,
rage, dude.
Spot on my rage. It's facts though, for real. So no, I know, I recognize you gotta live within the walls of the confines, but I mean, you can still have fun.
Yeah, as far as the leash can go. That's as far as we're allowed.
I mean, I just know. I mean, that's another reason I should go to law school. Is because, like, at this point, no one else is gonna defend to the point of the get better at like knowing what the rights of the caged are.
Yeah. Fuck yeah.
Despite the rights of the cage, we are still fighting liberty. Yeah, exactly.
I think that's like a type of like life experience that not a lot of people experience. You know, a lot of people are told, we are now taking care of you. And like some people get that when they're young or when they're old or when they're sick or whatever it is. And it's just crazy that like, I feel like it changes how you feel about your own, like,
damn, we're going to lose the hiding. Well, fucking A, dude, temp's too hot. Camera shit out. I knew I should have done it. I felt it coming.
Fuck the EU, dude.
Fuck the EU.
I think it's a different problem, but
well,
all right,
whatever.
we're gonna. Okay, have you heard? Speaking of the EU, have you heard of England, gentlemen?
Yeah, I've heard of
this silly
England.
little thing they do called knighting.
No.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Elton?
Are you gonna knight us?
Here at Top Shelf Studios, after a long form conversation with my guest, people all my life have been like, "Hey, can I get a couple inches?" and shit like that. You know,
Yeah.
how's the weather up there?
Because you're tall.
And I'm very unfortunately tall.
Yeah.
Too tall to live. And so now I'm giving away the inches.
Big dogs die young.
Because these meat souks that
I'm
we're
gonna
in,
get a
these
couple
meat
inches.
sacks, they're just vehicles that we drive every day. The way we treat other people, our souls, or aura, is so much more important.
Yeah.
And so after a long form conversation with my guests, I'm giving people their heart height. So
Okay.
How tall do you stand physically, Dylan?
About 6 foot exactly.
Dylan Kantor, I heart height thee 6'3".
Dude, yes.
Wow.
I love it.
Stacks.
Yeah.
Healthy height. You probably can maintain that back structure.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
you
got
still be a
broad
unit
shoulders.
at that, yeah. Be a unit at that height.
Yeah.
Evan, how tall do you stand physically?
In real life or on my driver's license?
Back
give me your real height and then give me your NBA height. Yeah.
Yeah. NBA height's
And then
always
do you want
3
my-
inches
and
too
then
much.
give me-
to
yeah,
it.
And
sure,
then my
what-
Tinder height?
Yeah.
Give us your
Give me the
Tinder weight.
whole rundown.
What's your Tinder weight?
Tinder weight, 69 pounds.
Yeah.
I'm 6. I'm exactly 6.
Okay.
Yeah.
Evan Fitzgerald.
Big, dude.
I heart height thee 6'4".
God, an inch taller.
Dude,
Dude.
you get extra inch on him. I don't know why, but
That's fine.
maybe it'll drive
Trust me,
him to just like punch up.
Make
at
it
you.
be better, yeah.
No, not be better.
That's
It's
what
not
you meant. It's okay.
Just dude, fuck you. It's like the worst thing to do at the end because it's like either I give you the same height or I'm fucked. Like there's,
I get it, dude. Hey.
Like I had fun one recently. Brian, I don't. You'll get to the end of the episode, but Tyree, I'm like, what do I do with this? How tall do you stand, Tyree? He's like 3'10". I'm like, okay. So I gave him the differential is really what matters, folks.
Right.
It's your physical, the heart differential.
Yeah.
That's advanced stats. It's
What was
2024.
What was Tyree's
I don't know.
heart?
I can't remember off
okay.
the top, but he was tall man.
Yeah.
4'20".
4'20".
Yeah, that's what it
There
should have
you
been,
go.
dude.
He blazes.
Gentlemen, where can the people check you out and find you? I know you're all around town. I want you to plug it so I can put it in the description.
Yeah, definitely come out to Roast Battle Denver. We talked about it a little. It's the blast of a show. It is so fun to watch people just tear each other apart. And the way that the crowd, like, it's like watching like a blood sport where the crowd just cheers for it. Especially like Dylan got pummeled.
Oh, destroyed.
And the audience loved it.
Yeah.
It's fun
They
to sometimes.
barked.
Yeah, they barked at
People
him.
were barking.
Wow.
So it gets aggressive.
Yeah.
But
It's a fun crowd. I've only been to one show. It was a great time.
It's a blood sport. It really is. And watching two people go head to head who, like, comics hate bombing, but when you bomb and somebody says something funny about you and they succeed, it's probably the worst thing.
It is the
feeling in
worst.
world.
Yeah.
So it's really fun to watch comics go through that.
Because bombing yourself is one thing, but getting bombed by another person is essentially the difference, right? You're getting bombed.
Getting crushed, like someone else getting a laugh when you just didn't. And then it's about you, you know, and your looks or your family or something really sad. So that's why it's very funny. But definitely come out to that. And then, you know, I do a ton of shows. I do like Punchline Jeopardy, Apocalypse Tonight. I help with a ton of different things.
And just to give it some acknowledgement, you're very talented at the production end of things.
Yeah.
And he is a comic, so stop asking him.
No, I know you're a comic. I'm not.
No,
I just want to shout out that, because that, I think, for me, just for me level, I have a huge respect and appreciation for the fact that you're making shows even better with the production. Not only is it a flawless production, there's cherries on top of the production.
There's some flaws.
I mean, hey, there's natural flaws.
He's good at bringing the you know, because some, like with music, you know what I mean, like punk rock, you know what I mean, it's cool, it's good because it's not classical.
Perfect.
You know what I mean? So he's good at like taking, this is fucked, but we're gonna get the good shit out of here and make it fucking
make the bad good type of thing.
I think I have a problem with loving cringe comedy, but that's a whole nother subject.
Also.
Should I re-height him? I didn't know about this before. 6'2", maybe?
Maybe I should be 6'5".
No, I like cringe comedy myself too.
But Slaughterhouse Studios on everything. We're on YouTube, and that's really what we're trying to
build up,
keep going with. I'm gonna start putting out these skate videos / comedy videos that I've been working on.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
So that's been like a lot of my focus this summer, because this summer, man,
what are you editing with? What do you try to? Can I ask you a little bit about like the
production side of it?
Yeah, give me a little like end here.
You don't want to know. It's kind of embarrassing.
Oh, I don't know. I don't think that's the case. I started with, I bought that. I was like, I'm gonna end up buying this if I buy the small one. So I'll buy this now because I know I'll end up buying it in 2 years.
Yes,
I was like, also, fuck it. I did this.
When I first bought equipment, you got to throw down.
Yeah.
It sucks.
You have to invest. No, because it's so much better than using shitty pieces. Just use higher
Get a little bit more.
Equipment.
Yeah, just put a little bit more into it.
Even with movies, you can watch a movie with terrible footage, but if the audio doesn't sound right, or it clicks, or it's got weird fuzzing, and you tune out, you can't listen to it. Like, audio is so much more important than the visual. The visual is the next piece. You know what I mean? It only complements the audio.
So what do you edit on, like iMovie? Like right now I'm pulling together the audio separately of the video and putting it on iMovie.
I use CapCut.
Oh, okay. So even that super ghetto then.
Yeah. That some people use.
Ultra ghetto. It's the TikTok app.
It's
bought by TikTok.
It's pretty much the level of using like Snapchat filters.
It's so good. I mean, that's
great, dude.
You know what's cool is that you can use is it free?
Yeah.
So you're using a free thing to make a cool thing.
100%. And I mean, I've mastered it. I'm happy with everything I make because of the way it looks.
Old camera app from like literally the aughts, early aughts that I got via like a family share from my uncle on Apple, whatever. And it's a legacy version. They don't even make the app anymore, whatever. If I undownloaded it, I'm fucked. And there's this one way that I edit photos on that works really well, that I understand how to do. That's pretty just, it works. So I just stick with that shit.
You're starting to understand conservative values. I'm just kidding.
Early onset conservatism is using an app from the early aughts. That's facts.
And I think it's also something of us, we just figure out a thing we enjoy, like a way of working and a tool that we learn. It's like once you write your jokes with pen, the idea of moving that to a computer just feels so foreign.
Right, sure.
Like, I can't write on a computer. What the fuck? Type all my jokes out? No way. How am I going to know when I emphasize a certain... You know, Rodney Dangerfield used to write punchlines in a different color.
Really?
Yeah. He would do like all of the jokes in black, and then once it was the big lines, the big finishes, he would do those in red. That's crazy. I think that's so fascinating. Yeah.
I'm a big pen to paper type of writer for sure.
Same.
But I do it on the notes app when I can't have it.
At least
it's like it's like, you know, backdoor fault.
Yeah, and you should be having that extra backup.
Why not mine all the time? Right?
Exactly.
It's like Bitcoin. You just got to keep mining, keep trying to fucking go at it.
But that's Slaughterhouse.
Slaughterhouse.
We got to get to
Evan.
Oh, Tiny Leaf, Big Stem.
Tiny Leaf, Big Stem. Thank you.
Yeah.
On Instagram.
Yep. Dylan's _law on Instagram. That's my Instagram. Check out Recreational Outrage. That's our podcast.
We didn't even talk about that. For real, though, check out their pod, Recreational Outrage.
Yeah.
You guys have great guests on all the time. It's a fun fucking time. It's a great hang. You guys make a great environment there. I have, like, often get through full other podcasts because I'm usually just in between tons of work. But like I've enjoyed several of your episodes.
Hell yeah! Thank you. It's a fun time, dude. We,
you guys are doing a great job.
Same thing that you said earlier, dude. There's probably people that we like early on became friends with because of having them on as guests and stuff. So it's a fun time, dude. We kind of just, I don't know, we like the same podcasts, and that's how we became friends. So I think that probably comes across on that podcast. So check out Recreational Outrage. You can follow it on Instagram too. Cloudy Eyed Comedy. Let's see.
What do you got coming up? You got anything for me in like August? Anything?
Maybe.
Give me like.
We'll see. I just lost one of my rooms.
Yeah,
so. But,
I'm asking for stuff, and this guy's actively losing rooms.
But
Shut the fuck up, Sean.
Who's Riffin' Who is?
That's
this is coming out in August.
Fucking
You said?
show. Yes.
Just check out Cloudy Eyed Comedy. We'll have a show at the Devil's Drink. We'll have a show at the Spirit Hound Highlands.
What about the
Who's
Riffin' Who All Star?
Who's Riffin' Who's All Star is July 19th.
Yeah, so it'll be out.
Yeah. So it'll be out. But yeah,
you missed a really good show.
Yeah, check out that show. If you're a time traveler, go back.
Hopefully, maybe Howie's will be back by the time this comes out. But if not,
that Who's Riffin' Who might actually be on Slaughterhouse Studios.
Yeah, if you're on
YouTube,
go to YouTube, go to Slaughterhouse. Who's Riffin' Who All Stars. So,
yeah, absolutely.
It's going to be a great night. But
mostly check out Recreational Outrage.
That's awesome. Sure. You can follow us on YouTube. We're now on YouTube. You can support the show on patreon.com/intolerable.
I subscribed.
That means the world.
Yeah,
please subscribe. Dude. That's awesome. Trying to get it up to where it doesn't look like it's just a janky little thing. But
put it right here.
It takes time, like everything else.
Subscribe. Oh, I meant there it is. I meant subscribe.
Oh, subscribe. Yes, please.
That was cool too, though.
On the video. And seriously, dude, thank you for having us.
Yeah,
it's been a blast.
Fun, dude.
Yeah, dude.
This is probably one of the best setups I've seen pod-wise.
100%.
You've got it coming.
Trying to make a good time.
The wings were amazing.
I'm
this guy's gonna start
long-term grind. I don't know if I can ever be maybe I can be my generation's comic noir or some other shit. But I enjoy hanging
people to bring a gift instead of the gift being given to the guest.
I mean, I'm giving you guys gifts too. Come on now.
For sure. Yeah, the gift of food.
And those discs, you got to go toss with some friends. I'm giving you encouragement to go on.
Okay, so
go get an ace. So I gave one of my buddies a disc.
Yeah,
and he sends me a video like 2 weeks later on Snapchat of him just running down a fairway to get his ace that he got with the disc I gave him. That's sick.
That's cool.
You inspired.
Yeah, that's great, dude.
I gave you a disc,
and you did. You got one of two. I got the backside of a CD that I can't play.
Take it easy.
Thank God we have Bluetooth now.
Yeah.
Take it easy.
All right. Well, fuck off and be well.
Hell yeah.